Hello, my friends. So, if today's date, July the 30th, is your birth date, this is a reading for you for this year. This is a four-card pull, a general energy card for the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and a synopsis card or a mile marker or signpost card that will show you that you're on your path, you're on your way, you're doing the right thing in the right place at the right time. So, this is the general energy card for you for this year, and it's the Starborn. And I think this is about. I think the moment that we are born, the moment we crown out into the daylight of beingness, the stars, the constellations set up in a particular pattern that helps us to chart our way, that helps us to reconnect into our purpose, that helps us to align with some mission I believe that each of us undertakes in our lives to experience certain things and to come to certain understandings and to work toward certain progressions that make sense to our soul and make sense to our spirit and divinely dance us. So this is a year of connecting into that starborn feeling of knowing you have a purpose, knowing you have a light that shines brightly, knowing that you have a mission on this plane that you are called to do, knowing that you are not more special than anyone else, but that you recognize it, that you recognize the power that you have, that you recognize the uh, impetus to move towards something that's probably weird to other people and different to other people. But if you're called to do this divine mission, then you are called to be the star child, the star born, the vibrant. Sparkling energy of the universe come into form to help to heal the world, to help to heal humankind, to help to bring about some kind of mission that is purposefully set for you, by Creator, co-creation in this in magical realm. So the Starborn is that connective seed to the divinity of being, and you're right in line with it this year. And there's lots of things that are going to be sparking you and moving you and calling you into new directions. What's your challenge? Well, the Four of Cups is the challenge, and I think the Four of Cups, on some levels, um, is about just experiencing everyday life and allowing oneself to be in pleasure and in love and in family and in creation of emotional support, building foundations, building homes, building foundations that not only feed you but work toward feeding others. So this is your challenge this year: is to feel that emotional support, is to allow yourself to feel comfortable and at ease. Maybe you're feeling hyper energetic towards some kind of purpose. Maybe you're not allowing yourself to be at peace because you think you have, or you feel you have a mission that you have to accomplish. Maybe you're not allowing yourself to even feel like you can be in love or be in friendship, or take some time away, or recognize the uh, extreme waters that you're roiling around you because you're not being as present as you could be. So your challenge is to be present and to allow yourself uh, the sense of communion that your spirit, your body, your soul wants, and to think that you're worthy, A, and to think that you don't have to push, B, to make something happen that's part of some mission that you might feel. Maybe you don't even recognize your mission, and maybe you're stuck in that place where you can't even recognize that you have a mission because the everyday world seems like it's calling you to be part of it, and you don't feel like you're allowed to be special. You don't feel allowed like you're allowed to be unique, a star child, a starborn. You don't feel like you're allowed to be that starborn. It's either pushing you hard to get there, or you're feeling kind of like you're not allowed to be there, even though you might be internally pushing really hard to get there and want to do something about it. So what is the action that you can take to stay in balance? Well, it's the crow. And the crow is all about the laws that are placed upon us. You know, the human laws, the civilization laws, they're laws that were created usually by men. who think they know how everybody needs to get along and how they need to form their societies so that as much goodness can happen with the least amount of pain and process. But that's just limitations quite often, and human laws are limitations. Human laws are, render under Caesar what is Caesar's. Give the money, give the power. If you have the power to vote, if you have the power to change things, that might be your karmic mission. But more than anything, this is about spiritual law, the recognition that a spiritual law is higher than a human law, and an ethics or a morals or the integrity that you feel within yourself um, is really more important generally than the civilization's laws, but you have to follow civilization's laws, and sometimes you get in trouble because spiritual laws feel like they're so much truer to you, and you can't abide your spiritual laws if it makes if your mundane laws seem to overshadow them and overwhelm them. But you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your flow. You have to trust that you know deep inside of you what is the right way, what is the correct way for you, what is the spiritual way for you, and what is the impassioned way for you that aligns with your spirit and your soul and your being in this particular form that you're called to do. And you have to trust that. And that might mean that you have to break away from people and energies that say, no, you can't be that, or no, you're not worthy of that. Because this seems to be your calling, is to shout the spiritual laws into the universe and to remind people that there's a bigger laws that are calling them and calling us to be in this world, on this earth, and being of spiritual beings at the same time. So the crow says, recognize your integrity, recognize your own moral compass, recognize your own sense of truth and divinity, and sometimes you have to let go with the mundane civilized human laws and just give unto them what they are, but give unto spirit and creator what is spirit and creators. The more profound laws, the more humanitarian laws, the more we are all brothers and sisters on this journey laws, the laws that look to fairness, the laws that look to understand that justice will come in its own time, in its own place, and sometimes it doesn't come on the same plane that we're on at the time we're in it, and sometimes it takes lives and karmic lives and destiny to help someone to heal something that they might have done in a past life. And so there's a lot of understanding that can come from the crow, and in that place of working with those spiritual laws and allowing yourself to fulfill your star-born missions, does this card show up, a soul card without any kind of definition, as an outcome card or a synopsis card or a mile marker card? Well, you're bringing the gold of the universe, you're bringing the gold of spirit, you're bringing the gold of self actualization down into your hara, down into your center of being, and you're walking more like a saint every day, whatever that means. You're walking truer to your spirit, you're walking truer to your soul, to your essence, to the gold that shines you, that shines around you, that emanates from you, that allows you to be on the earth and be in human form, and yet be a highly spiritual being who people come to for advice, for wisdom, for healing, for teachings, for trainings. And I think as a starborn, you must recognize that you're here to teach others, and this is the path that you're on. And as you grow more and more confident and comfortable in your own spiritual light and spiritual vibration shining forth, then do people start to come to your feet and ask for understanding to be given to them. And humbly do you walk on this earth and offer the important wisdom and truth that you acquire in this life. And so don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to break out of your closets, break out of your shells, break out of your communities, for your path is set for you, and you can't give your path away to someone else this time. You can't give your path away to someone else this time. It doesn't work that way. You're called to be something bright and shiny and healing. Ahom Atakwiasan.